Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja here with Brian Canfield of Aprilaire. And today we're gonna do a video on which dehumidifier do I need? Do I need the E70, the E80, the E100, or the E130? Stay tuned. So if you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, we talk about basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, and indoor air quality, and we hope you'll subscribe to our channel, ring that notifications bell, and follow us on Facebook. All right, so we have done 4 videos highlighting pretty in-depth each of the dehumidifiers we are going to talk about, but this is more of an overview of all 4. I'm going to put a link to all 4 videos down below about the E70, E80, E100, and E130. But this one is going to be more of a comparison of which one is going to be best for the DIYer or the homeowner. So let's start with the E70. Why would someone choose that dehumidifier over the other 3?
Perfect. Well, first let's reiterate the fact that the 70, the 80, the 100, and 130 in the name go along with the size and capacity of the dehumidifier. Starting with the E70 is going to be most effective in crawl space applications because of its low profile, its quiet size, and its great airflow capacity to reach every corner and nook and cranny of your crawl space or even a small basement application.
So if you've got maybe a small door or a tight crawl space, low crawl space, different things like that. Even a tight attic, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
These attic hatches are kind of difficult to get in and out of. As a matter of fact, I think I've got an E70 in my garage because I've got a bonus room over the garage and there's no humidity control, so I wanted to make sure we had that smaller garage control of humidity. So it's good for small applications, 70 pints per day. It's our best installed or our most installed dehumidifier because of our application in mainly crawl spaces. How would it compare to the E80 as far as what are some of the differences between the E70 and the E80?
So the E80 is going to give you, again, 10 more pints of moisture removal, which will be great for slightly larger applications. The E80 is also going to be a little bit quieter.
Right.
So if you have a lot of sensitivity to maybe a living space or a bedroom or an area that's high traffic, the E80 is going to be a little bit better. Additionally, the E80 is also going to be the first unit that's really going to be geared for both freestanding and whole home applications as well.
Okay, so whole home applications, meaning installing it to run through the HVAC duct system. Very similar product. One is a little more quieter than the other. One pulls 10 more pints per day than the other. Our E80 series is actually on the Crawl Space Ninja DIY store, our #1 seller, because of its versatility and it's not as compact as the E70, but it's not a lot bigger than the E70.
It's not. We're only talking a few inches,
yeah,
Michael,
it's pretty good. Now let's jump into the E100. Now we get into a little bit different situation where we're doing 100 pints per day, and it's a little bit bigger unit, a little bit heavier, a little bit harder maybe to crawl in with, more basement application, larger crawl space application. Tell us about that one.
So the E100, again, is built actually on the same platform as the E80, but now you've got more CFN, so when you have a little bit more resistance, maybe in a situation if you're doing a whole home installation with ductwork, it might come in handy, or even if you're in a crawl space or basement where you need to maybe reach multiple rooms, you're going to have a little bit more power in that blower. But again, it's going to be extremely energy efficient. It carries the same Energy Star 2021 most efficient designation. So if you're going with the 100 pint per day E100, you're really going to get just a little bit more square footage and additionally the same quiet operation that you've come to expect from some of the other models.
So if you're considering the E100 in a crawl space situation, I would probably go with a taller crawl space, probably 4 feet, 6 feet. Dirt basement in some parts of the country is what they call it, a dirt floor basement. That's not cut up by ductwork, designed more for open air spaces.
Absolutely, and the nice thing about the E100 is it's only 15 inches tall.
Yeah.
So you can get it in most crawl space applications and really any basement application, whether you're mounting it on the floor, maybe you're building a shelf, or even if you're hanging it. It's very versatile. It can go in many different applications.
And just so you all know, as far as installing a product like this in the crawl space, you want to also make sure you leave room for the cinder block or whatever it is that you're going to put it on. The way we install dehumidifiers is that we actually put it on cinder block, have it drain into a condensate pump. So you've got to have at least that 8 to 10 inch clearance in addition to the 15 inch. E100 would need about 25 inches of clearance to be able to work. The other thing about the E100 compared to the E80 and the E70 is if you have a really wet environment, it would be a better product to choose.
Correct.
Like an old house, maybe an old 1920s house with a brick foundation that you can't really encapsulate because of different things, or maybe an old basement that is just maybe taking on a little bit of water around the edges, something like that.
Absolutely. We have a lot of customers that have homes that are maybe 100 years or older, and they're built on old stone foundations. And I'll tell you, those stone foundations are built great, but they just tend to have a lot more water and moisture that tends to get through them.
That's right. So we've covered the E70, the E80, the E100. Now let's talk about the E130, which is a very, very powerful dehumidifier.
Again, the E130 also is in the same category as our Energy Star 2021 most efficient. And now this one's going to be 130 pints per day and is going to do over 4,000 square feet with an 8-foot ceiling. This is great if you're in attic installations, very large crawl spaces, basements. And again, with this large cabinet and large coverage size, you're going to have a powerful blower to be able to reach all parts of your house. You're also going to have a very quiet operation because the cabinet is very well insulated to keep noise to a minimum.
And the E130, as you mentioned before in another video, is becoming one of your best sellers.
I think a lot of that is being driven by the fact people don't want to, they don't want to leave any guesswork to sizing a dehumidifier. They want to make sure that they put the right product in the right application. And they'd rather have a unit that maybe runs a little bit less but covers them. I call it the insurance policy versus undersizing a dehumidifier, having it run all day and not being able to cover what they need.
And that's a good point. So if you're a little skeptical, or maybe you're unsure which one to choose, maybe step up to a bigger unit just
Absolutely.
to make sure you get that downtime so that you're not taxing your electric bill and things like that. But even if the unit is running, they're very energy efficient.
Absolutely. It's only a little over 8 amps, so you're not using a lot of electricity to get that kind of performance.
Wow, that's amazing. So hope this video helped you all out as far as which ones to choose, the E70, E80, E100, or E30. I'm Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja here with Brian Canfield of Aprilaire. Hope you make it a happy and blessed day. We'll see you later.